How's it going, guys? This is your host Tea Time, and today I'm gonna come to you guys with my first review of Andor, the new Star Wars TV show that's on Disney Plus. Honestly, I forgot this was actually coming out. How they released three episodes in one day, basically. I think it's probably like about 9 or 12 episodes that's gonna be doing the whole thing. And I also found out that they might be doing a season two to Andor. So I'm gonna call this like Act One, because like three episodes and it's an Act One. That's how I'm gonna do it. Um, so if guys that don't know about Andor, he was also in the Rogue One movie of Star Wars. If you haven't seen Rogue One yet, good. I'm gonna say good because this TV show basically takes place before Rogue One. Basically, it does. It tells his origins, basically, about everything he was doing before Rogue One. And anybody that has not seen Rogue One, I'm not gonna spoil that movie for you because this TV show is literally gonna tie into that clearly. But then there's something that happens in Rogue One that I don't want to say. So I advise you to watch this and then go watch Rogue One. If you want to watch in order, if you want to see Rogue One first, then go ahead. But I highly suggest that you guys finish this TV show. Like once they get done dropping all the episodes, finish it first and then go watch Rogue One. So basically, from what I understand about him, he basically comes from like a tribe of kids that basically they basically not harvest. They're like ravagers. Something breaks down, they see it falling from the sky, they get it to basically survive. Basically, that's not like a spoil. That's I'm just giving you guys what I can tell you about him before I go into spoilers. He basically grew up as that. Some stuff happened, and now he's basically like trying to like I guess in a way get something from his past. I'll explain more of that in the spoilers, but honestly, I'm glad that they're doing it this way. They're dropping three episodes in 1 week because if they didn't, this review would be very short, straight to the point, and it would be a low rating. Like the first episode was it. I'm gonna tell you this: what gave the first episode the rating I gave the first episode is because of like everything around the plot so far because you really don't know nothing after the first episode. Like me personally, after I saw the first episode, I was like, I'm so confused at what's going on. Like they tell you what he's doing in the first episode, but everything else is just like, what? I don't understand. But so far, after watching the three episodes, it has my interest. Like I say, it's definitely good to watch. It's really gonna catch your. If you like Star Wars stuff that's not just about lightsabers and like has other things going on outside of the Jedi, outside of the Empire, because the Empire is not even involved in here yet. It's really not. There's hints they're gonna be involved in like the later episodes, but the first three is not even about the Empire. It's not about the Jedi. Not about the Force. It's not about none of that. It's basically about him and his end goal and stuff that's gonna lead after the third episode, and I like that. I like the actors. I don't know how to pronounce their names correctly, so I'm gonna try. Diego Luna, who plays Andor right here, the main character. You have Andrea. I don't want to pronounce her last name. Or Andrea. I hope I'm saying her name right, but she plays Big, a female character that Andor knows that's basically helping him out throughout these actually one episode. She helps him out like I think it was like episode the first one or the second one because he goes to her about something. But I'll explain that in the spoilers. We have I can't pronounce his name. I'm not even gonna do that. I don't want to like mess up with nobody's name, but this guy named Luthen, he's in here. He shows up at the end of episode 2. He's gonna be important if you watch it. And you have Fiona Shaw, who plays I think her name is Minerva Andor, and that's gonna be explained in spoiler too. But like, those are the people that caught my attention mostly in this episode, in these episodes. So I'm gonna just go over things with them once I go into spoilers. But the writing so far is good. It's really good. The story and everything that's going on, it's really good to me. Like I said, if it was just the first episode, I would be like, this writing is not good. But I guess that's why they dropped everything in. They're gonna be dropping everything in threes, because now since I actually sat and watched all 3 episodes, I'm like, this is really good. I like where this is going. The plot is good. The cast is good. The characters are good that I've been paying attention to so far, and just how they got everything like visually wise, like stuff that's going on in the background. How they got some of the models when you like going through light speed and you see it, it's really good. Even like people that are dressed up like in like different aliens and stuff, I like that. It's good, really good. I really highly suggest if you're a Star Wars fan or if you just like TV shows where a lot of I'm not gonna say a lot of shooting, but like if you just like stuff that like has a good story, good characters, and I say most of the action really happened on the 3rd episode. But if you like that stuff, then I really suggest you guys go and check out Andor on Disney Plus. It's really good. Not the best, but I say out of all the Star Wars TV shows that's been out so far, like Mandalorian and Boba Fett. I think there was like another one. I think. Honestly, even almost like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like this one really, it holds its own against those. Like I say story. I say overall. I say in my order it will be Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, and now Andor. But Andor could basically switch and be second compared to Obi-Wan. That's how good it is so far. But how everything ends is what's going to really let me know if it's like going to be higher or right after Obi-Wan. Boba Fett was just like, it was okay, but it was...
Could even be better.
I don't even think I finished my review of Boba Fett, but I know where I left off at. I don't think I gave it that much praise with it. But I'm going to break down. I'm gonna give each episode my rating, and then I'm gonna give the whole first act overall a rating. I was gonna do it in my spoil side and break down why I gave each one or the rating I give it, and I still will, but I'm gonna do it now for those that want to like leave after I go into spoilers and go watch the episodes. That way you'll just know what rating I gave it. So episode 1, I'm gonna give it 5 to a 6, but it's more leaning towards the 5 side because it wasn't a lot going on. Like I said, visually wise, it was good. How the characters are, I was liking them, but sitting back trying to understand what he's doing, like in the beginning you find out what he's doing, but then you're like, why is he doing that? Like, what does all this have to do with what he's trying to do? And then there was some times where they have flashbacks. Like these first have a flashback to his past, so we can understand what happened to him before what's happening now. And I don't know if I don't know if it was because I cut the subtitles off or not, but in the past flashbacks they had like speaking different languages with him and his people before he got separated from his people. I had no idea what they were talking about, but if you just pay attention, you see what they're doing basically. But what if somebody's not paying attention that well? What if somebody still doesn't understand? Like, you guys need subtitles or something for that, man. I didn't like that. So that's why I give it like a 5 to a 6, mostly a 5. Like I said, I was confused most of the episode. I didn't understand what they was talking about. And yeah, it's just really those two to me, those two were the big things to me that dropped it that low. But everything else, like visual wise and like how the characters are moving around and everything, I enjoyed it. Episode 2, I'm gonna give it a 7 because they started explaining things a little bit more, and we also got to meet some other characters in there, and I started to understand. Okay, so now we see what he's doing, but he basically got sidetracked because of what happened in episode 1. So now he has to do this to make sure what they're trying to do against him doesn't happen. And it's basically like a whole preparation basically of what he's doing basically. And I liked that. Like I said, the visuals and everything was still good. Conversations that was happening was still good, and I started to understand everything that was still good.
That's good.
But I feel like it was still going a little bit too slow for me with everything, so it went up to a 7, but not high. Now episode 3, I'm giving it an 8. I said episode 8, but no, a rating 8 because everything came together in that last episode. Who he was trying to meet up, what they was trying to do to him, like the shootout that was happening. There was a shootout at this episode, and it was very nice. Certain characters got taken out really quick. Like, oh wow, like I didn't expect that to happen. And we finally like understood like certain people, like how did he know this person is, how did that come to happen, why is he doing this and that, like everything is explained really in the last episode of Act 1. So I'm gonna give it an 8. So overall, from episode 1 to 3, overall I'm gonna give it a 7. So the first act overall is a 7, a strong 7. I'm really looking forward to the next 3 episodes because I want to know what's going to happen next. And how can I say this without spoiling anything until I get to the spoilers? But it's like, if you've been paying attention to like the Star Wars movies, well, if you've seen Rogue One, I'm going to just say, if you've seen Rogue One, you know what's going to happen involving him because he's in Rogue One. And Rogue One, if we're going in chronological order, Rogue One takes place after Andor. I don't know if it takes place directly right after Andor, but it takes place after Andor, unless they do something in between Andor and Rogue One. But right now, Andor, Rogue One. So it's like you know what's gonna happen to him after this, basically. But I'm gonna get into more of all that in my spoiler side of this review. So once again, episode 1, 5 to a 6, mostly a 5. Episode 2, strong 6. Episode 3, 8, strong 8. Overall, 7. But for everybody that's gonna leave and go check out the TV show, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you like about my video. Tell me what you didn't like about my video. Links to my socials will be down below. And I appreciate you guys' time. And that'll be it. As for everybody that's going to stick around for the spoiler side, we're going to go to it right now in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, so it's a lot. To me, it's a lot. So I'm going to try to break down everything from episode to episode. So episode 1, he's basically like on another planet trying to find as much information he can about his sister. That's what the whole thing is. He wants to find his sister. They go back throughout each episode though. They go back and forth with like the past and the present. So I'm gonna try to like explain everything as best as I can involving that. But he's on a planet asking people about his sister. His sister went missing. Basically, what happened was with that is, like I said, he was part of a tribe full of kids, really, and they're basically ravagers. They go out if a ship crash landed, or they find stuff that parts to help them survive. So in his tribe, I think an Imperial ship had failed. For those that don't know, an Imperial ship is like officer ship, people, the Empire basically, Empire ship crashed down. So the kids basically got ready to go see about it, see what they could get from that basically. When they get there, the leader of the tribe, I think she's the leader of the tribe, she tells everybody to sit back basically in their native language, and she goes to check it out. Little does she know, she ended up getting shot, she dies, and they kill the guy that killed her, basically. So they all left, but Andor was little. He was so mad that he went inside the ship and started destroying everything. So I guess he never seen somebody he cared about die before. Not his sister, but the leader of the tribe. Oh, he left with the group to go see about the ship while his sister stayed with like the women and children and people that couldn't fight, I guess, right? So while he's inside the ship destroying everything at a young age, what's her name? Minerva, who's played by Fiona Shaw, she shows up with some other guy. I don't know his name, but they didn't say nothing about his name as far as I can remember. She shows up in the ship. I guess she was trying to do the same thing, and she ends up seeing him. and she basically takes him away to protect him because like after they killed that Imperial trooper, I guess they all somehow found out about it, or I guess since the ship crashed, they sent like a team to go see about if they might survive the ship. And if they would have found the kid, they probably would have killed him. So she took him away in her ship, and they left the planet. And word is, like years later, basically that planet got not destroyed, but like I guess anybody on that planet was killed. Everybody in his tribe basically was killed, but he doesn't know that. That's why he's still looking for his sister. So that takes place in present day. That's what he's doing now. So when somebody gives him information about and somebody can help him with his sister, he leaves, but not before getting stopped by these two off-duty officers. They're not Imperial soldiers. They're just regular, not galactic or sector officers in the Star Wars area, but they're off duty. And I guess they was like on some bullshit with him because I guess like they was being just because he was getting served before they was, and I guess they was also drunk too. So they pulled a power over him, talking about, hey, freeze, we're this and that. You can't be over here because of, I guess he didn't have registration in the area or something like that. I don't know how they know, but you could tell they were just trying to mess with him. So he tells them, he was like, I have 3,000 credits in my pocket. You could take it and be on your way. I just want to go. And since they're basically dirty cops, they were like, okay, let's go ahead and search his pocket. And while they search his pocket, he headbutts one of them, turns around, takes the other guy's gun, and he basically tells him like to get up. So I guess he's going to ask him some questions. But the guy that he knocked out, he wasn't get up. He was dead. Apparently, if you hit somebody at a certain place hard enough, they're dead. So I don't know when he headbutted him, like somewhere right here or something, but yeah, he hit him hard enough with his head but he died from the impact. And I like this. This will also pushed it to a 5, or could it be a 6 when I get the rating, because they're both looking at the dead body, so they both already knew the situation. Like he's like, there's a chance this man is not gonna let me live because Andor has the gun now. So he was like, it was an accident. He slipped and fell, had a few drinks, and he was basically pleading his case to Andor. But Andor knew, he was like, I can't let this man live. I was like, yes, because this is Disney we're talking about. I did not expect Disney to just let that slide. Like maybe they would have did it off screen, but the fact they showed him headshot fell, I'm like, okay, this nigga Andor, he with that shit. So he leaves, goes back to the planet where he's staying at, and now because he killed 2 officers, he knows that the police, I don't want to say galactic police, the sector police, I guess I'm going to say sector police. The sector police, they're going to start investigating that. So he knows, like, okay, let me start doing all I can so I can get off here, because sooner or later they're going to come here, they're going to try to find me, which they start doing. Word got back about 2 officers dead, and this guy right here, who's supposed to be a sergeant, I believe, he's a rookie sergeant. I'm going to say rookie sergeant because he gives the officer that's in charge the report about what happened. Officer in charge is like, oh, these guys, I know about them. They were shit. Should have died a long time ago. This is what we're going to do. We're going to say they got into a scuffle, whooped the bam, and they died because they basically fucked with the wrong person at the wrong time. There's no investigations need to be done. But the young officer is all about justice and truth. He's like, no, I'm going to dig into this and try to find who did it. And he invites people with the same cause as him to help him find out who did it. That's going on the whole first episode for them. Back when Andor, we meet Biggs, the one that's played by Andrea. I can't pronounce her last name, or Andrea, I hope I'm saying that right. Biggs. I don't know if she's a friend or she was an ex-girlfriend, but there was like some kind of like a little chemistry with those two. So I don't know. Yeah, I really don't. I couldn't tell like if it was like past girlfriend or just a friend that he could go to every time he need help. But she has connects, and from what I can remember, he needed one of her connects to help him, I guess, get enough money to where he could like get off of the planet by shuttle, I think. And Biggs's boyfriend at the time, or whoever he is to her, he's seeing it and he's jealous. He has like a little jealous thing going on. I guess he don't like their connection. That's what makes me think like he has to be like an ex to her, because why would you just be acting like that towards somebody she had no type of like past with? They never explained that in the first episode. But yeah, we also start to meet other characters and Andrew Andor meets. He runs to somebody that he worked with, like a friend. Went to his friend to cover him. Like, if anybody comes asking about me, bro, let them know that I was with you last night. We had a few drinks. We fell out. When you woke up, I was gone. Point blank. Period. He even told his droid the same thing, because he has a droid that belonged to his foster mother, who is Minerva. If I'm saying her name right. She basically his foster mother now, after she saved him from the Imperials after what happened. The droid belonged to her, and the droid became like his, I guess, friend, because he kind of treats the droid like shit a little bit. Always telling the droid like, lie for me, don't let Ma know what I'm doing, which she finds out anyway. But that's in episode 2. She finds out. Of course, she's gonna find out. And I didn't really care for the droid. To me, the droid was just there. That's just me. Yeah, and then after all that, we meet more characters. After all that, it just ends with like a flashback of him going to see about see about the Imperial ship and leaving his sister behind. That's how the episode ends. What I was explaining, guys, to you, I'll just give you like the whole thing about the flashback stuff, going like bits and pieces of each episode, just give you the whole thing. Yeah, so that's the end of episode 1. So, like I said, what happened in the beginning with him shooting that guy, the visuals and people that he was meeting and the actors, I liked that too. That's what pushed it to like a 5 for me. Could have been a 6, but because there was not a lot of story plot that I was understanding at the time, it stayed at a 5. See, the way I'm breaking to you guys now is because I actually sat down and I went through the whole episode 1 through 3, and it helped me go back to 1. But okay, so that's what he was trying to do and everything. Now, episode 2 is basically starts off with the flashback with like how I guess their leader got killed and everything. Then it goes back to this guy with his people. They're trying to figure out who did it, and they end up finding out, and they put a hit on him. Like, that's the whole thing. They put a hit on him, and they find out who it is. And Biggs' boyfriend snitch. He snitches. He snitches out of jealousy because he probably feels like she's sneaking off with Andor, or he's just like, if he's out the way, she'll focus on me. So only reason the police found out about Andor is because this man snitched. I don't like him no more. And I'm not going to have to like him no more, because guess what? In episode 3, he died. I'll explain that when we get there. But yeah, he snitches to the police, and then police put a big hit on him. Like, this guy killed 2 officers, and everybody finds out that he's not from that planet, but he's from another planet where his tribe was at. I can't pronounce these planets' names. I'm not going to. Just know the hit basically puts all his information out there, everything about him. So now everybody knows he's not from that planet that he's on right now. So while that's going on, he's still trying to find ways to get a lot of money to be able to get off the planet and leave, basically. That's the whole thing with him. Like, what you just see him walk away, that's his mission. That's really the whole mission with him. That's pretty much it, really. There's nothing else to talk about. But like I said, because I finally had got an understanding of what was going on, it pushed it to a 7. So basically, everything that I said about the first episode, because I finally now understand the story so far with him, it pushed to a 7. Because I know what's going to happen with him later on. Since we're on the spoiler side of the section, I'm going to go ahead and say it. In Rogue One, he joins the rebels. At the end of Rogue One, he dies, basically. But because I know what everything's leading up to. I like that we're going back before all that to see how he started to join the resistance, basically. But yeah, that makes it a 7. Did I say 7 or 6? 6, 7. 6, 7. And episode 5, in episode 3, everything comes together. The police get there. They start going to people's houses, talking about having a warrant for Andor. They break his mom's crib, and she's basically like, I don't know who he is. I don't know what you're talking about, but he has a communicator with the droid, and he's trying to tell the droid like where you at, what's going on. The police trace it to find out where he's at. While the police are all there, everybody's like just going crazy. Not going crazy. They're all like trying to like shut down. Like the police is here. 12, 12, the police is here, shutting everything down. Everybody's trying to run, get out the way. Biggs, who finds out that her boyfriend snitched, she's basically gonna break up with him, but she don't break up with him because why? He dies in this episode. Apparently, the police see her, not apparently, so what happened? The police see her running, they grab her, he doesn't like it, and they tell him to freeze. He doesn't listen. One of the officers shoots him and he dies. Wow, that's a waste of a character. He could have had a redemption arc. But that's what happens. He dies. So I'm just like, I was like, I ain't got to worry about him no more because he's dead. But I was like, oh, damn, I didn't expect him to like just up and die like that. But I feel like we're going to end up seeing Biggs again in like maybe episode 4 through 6 maybe. Because I don't think it's just going to end with her right there. Apparently she has a lot of connects. So she might end up joining the Resistance too. And then probably die before Andor gets to Rogue One because she's not in Rogue One. I don't remember seeing her in Rogue One. But yeah. But Andor finally meets Biggs Connect, who is Luthen. And I guess Luthen was the man that Andor was supposed to meet about some kind of box. Honestly, the box looked like the little thing for Vader's breathing. I don't know. Like, I really don't understand. I didn't understand what they was explaining with that box, but I guess the box costed a lot because I guess Luthen was going to give him a lot of money for the box. And then Luthen noticed, like, this type of thing. That box is like some high-tech Imperial device or whatever like that. So Luthen was like, I'll give you an extra 1,000 credits if you tell me how you got it. And Andor was like, I just walked in there. And he was like, what do you mean you just walked in there? He was like, the Imperials are so high and mighty, all you need is like a badge, they clothes, act like you belong. I could go in there, sit down with them, talk to them, shoot, spit in their food, take their drink. I could do all this stuff with them. They would never even know it. And Luthen's like, we need you. I need you. So after all that is said and done, Luthen's basically tells him, like, don't you really want to stop these bastards? At first, I guess Andor thinks he's talking about the sector police because, like, nowhere, well, besides right there, he brought up the Imperial place, but it's like, what part does Andor even need to play in all this? Like, why should he even care? Unless it involves his sister, why should he even care about all that? He just did that to get the parts, to get the money to leave from the police to continue to find his sister. So why should he even care? So I feel like they're going to explain that probably episode 4 to 6, explain all that. But this is when the big shootout gets in. Luthen and Andor are surrounded, but you know Luthen's low-key teaching him things before he actually joins the Resistance. And I think this ties to Rogues. I think he did the same thing in Rogue, like giving like pointers and shit to people. Because when the police are trying to break down the door, he's like, I placed bombs already right there before I came in. He was like, how'd you do that? He was like, rule number 1, make sure you have an exit before you enter. That's smart. Write that down in my notes too. And oh no, that was rule 2. Rule 1 was he asked Andor that he had a communicator. And he was like, yeah. And he took it, broke it. And then he was like, rule number 1, never keep things you don't plan on using again. So basically, like, I guess he's like, don't keep a communicator on you in situations like these, basically. Something like that. But it was good. I like how they were doing it. There was a part where the police had surrounded them. And they had, I guess Luther had, like, wired a car to like go, and they shot the car up thinking that it was them aside. The next thing you know, you see them on a speeder, and then Lupton blows the car up and like kills like 3 officers. That's why he's right there standing right there, the other officer. He's like, holy shit, these guys got away. That's actually the sergeant that put everything together. His ass is in trouble starting episode 4 because the lead officer told him like, just make the shit a bad situation and end it. But you want to be so Mr. Up in Justice, you got like about what, like 3 to 5 of your officers killed. You brought a team out there that you wasn't supposed to do. You continued an investigation that I told you to drop. He's fired. That man is fired, finito. Done to him. I hope he's done with it because I ain't like him from the get-go either. Even though he was just trying to do his job, but he told you to quit. So now, that's your ass. So the episode 3 ends with Biggs basically being comforted by people in town. She's sad as hell because her snitch ass boyfriend died in front of her. Literally got shot in the chest right in front of her, like damn. And then Andor and Luthen go on Luthen's ship, and it basically leaves. And I like how they did it. Oh yeah, and the mother, they showed back to the stepmother because she was sad because basically she know that Andor's not coming back after what happened. And I like how they put like these 2 past and present scenes together because when Andor is on Luthen's ship and they're flying away, they fan back to Andor on the ship with Minerva when he was a kid. And it's like, to me, it was like a what's that word I'm looking for? Like a sign, or it was something else because like when he left on the ship with Minerva, he never saw that planet again. Now he's on a ship with Luthen. He's probably never going to see that planet again too. Because how they had it together, it was just like same thing, like a circle. All comes in full circle. So that's why I say I don't think that Biggs is gonna come back, but I feel like she is. It's like a 50-50 thing because they kind of focused on her a little bit more in the 2nd and 3rd episode. But also because of how the episode ends, I don't think she will come back. But it's still like 9 episodes left if they go into 12, if not then 6. So yeah. But everything with that episode, I give it an 8. Definitely an 8. And overall with everything, I give everything overall a 7. So what I'm looking forward to in the next episode 4, I'm looking forward to like him trying to I don't want him to like instantly just jump into here for the resistance, let's do it. No, I want him to like go through like a stage, not like a little stage. Like, should I join or shouldn't I join? Like, I only doing all this because I want to find my sister. Why should I care about joining the resistance? You know, go to that whole little like main character thing. Like, why should I? Why should I care? I don't. Fuck you people. I don't care about y'all. I just want my sister. I hope his sister is alive. I really hope. What if his sister joined the Empire? That would be like if the next 3 episodes, like if episode 6 ends with this man finding out that his sister is part of the Empire, that's gonna really be good to me. That's gonna like yes, cause I like that stuff. I like where it's like, I know I've always liked it, like them TV shows or movies where it's like you're doing something to save someone, but you trying to save them doesn't matter because they're on the opposite side of what you're doing. They'll build the person you're trying to save. They're building up what you're destroying, and it's like, damn. So now you gotta find a way to like keep doing that and save them, because 9 times out of 10, most of that stuff don't happen. Most of the time, like what you break it down, you're gonna end up killing them with it, or they're gonna end up getting a situation where it's like, yeah, I gotta sacrifice myself to make sure your cause and you are safe. And that's messed up. Because also, if you guys have seen Rogue One, pretty sure you've seen Rogue One if you stayed here for my review, his sister is nowhere in Rogue One. So it's like that's the like, from what I remember, I think only him and Luthen are in Rogue One. Now I don't. He's gonna definitely meet more people throughout the TV show, but like people in the very beginning, I do not remember seeing them ever again. So either they die in this TV show or they just don't show up no more after like episode one or if they show again sometime. But it's one or two. But yeah, I don't remember seeing his sister in the movie unless like she lives peacefully. He decides like you're safe. I found you. I'm gonna go join the resistance. It could be that too. But I don't know, y'all. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Andor episodes 1 through 3, Act 1. I will be doing the review to Act 2, 4 through 6 when it drops. Hope most likely I will probably do it either on Thursday or Friday. One of those days I'll most likely do those. If not, it will definitely be this week after the next 3 episodes drop. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed day. Follow me, please. Links to my socials will be down below. Like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you like about my video, what you didn't like about my video. Let me know how I can make my videos better for you guys and for me also, so I can bring you guys more content and better content. Without further ado, see you guys later.